Kit Kats can read. Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be bringing you guys my book haul for the month of June. I have accumulated plenty of books so far and I just wanted to film this for you guys. So there's a mixture of books that I have pre-ordered, books that I've got from a charity shop, books that I did a book swap with, books that I have just generally bought online, and I've got some review books. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the review books because they are most exciting. So first one I've got here actually came in a little box looking like this, and it came to my nan's place, and so it's a little box here. So I'm going to open it up and reveal this to you guys. So inside is this, and it's very pink, it's very punky. And this is called Scars Like Wings by Erin Stewart. This book isn't released until the 3rd of October 2019. So we've got here the ARC copy, which is this. Everyone has scars, some are just easier to see. So here we are here. So someone used to have very kindly sent this to me, and I love the fact that it's in this box. It also comes with a little pin as well, which I think is awesome. I love bookish pins, so I think that's a great little asset to have. So this book is about this girl called Ava who is 16. They head back to school after a year. Their house fire left her severely disfigured, so she's used to people staring at her being called names, but she gets called one name that she doesn't like, which is Survivor. And then she meets someone called Piper, and they feel that maybe she doesn't have to face the nightmare alone, so they help them to reclaim the pieces before the fire. And Piper is fighting her own battle. Ava must decide if the new normal that she's chasing has more to do with the girl in the mirror or the people that are by her side. So basically it's for fans of the book Wonder and perfect fans of Nickelodeon and John Green. So keep your eyes up for this. It doesn't come out until October. I'm very excited to give this a read. I really did enjoy the book Wonder. And look at all this awesome tissue paper, which I think is fantastic. So I'm very excited. Thank you very much to Simon Schuster for sending this book to me. I look forward to giving it a review for you guys. Next of all, I've got a book sent from an author who approached me on Twitter, and we had several struggles to get this book across because of the Amazon thing, where Amazon America doesn't like Amazon UK. It pretty much is very sort of like domain restricted. So I was finding trouble to get the American ebook over, and so in the end she bought the book over on Amazon UK and then just like paid for it that way, and so it finally arrived. And this is Secrets of the Anasazi, and this is by Sky Whitehorse. I love the cover to this book, and yeah, so this looks really interesting. I always fully support indie authors, especially when the book sounds right up my street, and this book really does. So this is about Maya, who is a modern day teen born with extraordinary Native American blood. So her mother prevents her from learning the customs of her family's superstitious culture, legends, dances, dream catchers, and Kashina dolls. But then her mother falls ill, and her brother are shipped off to a tribal family, and they are in the heart of the Grand Canyon and home to their cousins and in another tribe and their son Warren. And it isn't long before her blind grandmother reveals that their telepathic connection, which is graced by Mother of Earth to a handful of tribal members. So then she has to get along with her sassy cousin, and it's not as easy as she thought, and things get more complicated when she suspects a love triangle between her cousin's loathsome friend and the man who has stolen her affections, who is Warren. So she discovers that her mother's illness is due to a curse that can only be broken if she can get to the City of Gold. The trek is rife with secret passages, riddles, and tribal symbols to translate. but a malevolent archaeologist suspects that it's not really a fable, so her cousins are then taken hostage and forced to divulge their secrets in order to locate it. So Maya and her cousins must find a way to outsmart the archaeologist and save Ahaut and Warren and find the cure to her mother's illness. And through her journey, she discovers how we are all part of the circle of life. So I thought it's a lot easier to just read that whole synopsis there, but it sounds really good, and I'm very, very excited for this one. And another review book that I've got, I'm very, very excited to read. This is Beth Garrett's new and latest book, Take a Chance on Me. Right here, so she has written the awkward and funny, hilarious, super awkward, truly madly awkward, and access awkward. So this book doesn't come out until the 4th of July, and it's a sunny, feel-good, romantic comedy perfect for the fans of Mamma Mia, Jenny Han, and Holly Ball. So I have met Beth myself. She is so funny, she's so hilarious, but she is a lovely human being as well. And so this is about Meg, who had a very, very bad first kiss disaster, and this summer she's going to try and have a perfect swoony in the movies kiss with a hot boy, but then 3 different boys are trying to get her attention, so she's trying to reset her first kiss, and it may be more complicated than she bargained for. So I am so looking forward to this. I think it's going to be really, really funny, and I am honestly looking forward to it. And I can understand why it's perfect for fans of Mamma Mia. It's kind of like a teen YA Mamma Mia. So yeah, get your hands on this, and a massive thank you to the lovely, lovely people at Scholastic for sending this to me. I look forward to giving it a read. Take a chance on me. Next of all, I bought from my lovely, lovely friend Charlie the whole saga set that she had, which contains volumes 1 to 5. So I've now got these in my hands, but she was selling them for really cheap, and I was just like, you know what, I'd like to reread these because I haven't read 4 and 5, I believe, so I think it's perfect. So here we have volume number 1 here, and they are by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples, and these are very, very popular, and the pictures and the art style is very, very colourful, and it's like this. So that's like volume number 1, and we have volume number 2, which is this one right here. Then we have volume number 3 right here, volume number 4 right here, and then volume number 5 right here. So I've now got all those, so I can catch up with them all, and I'm very, very excited to. If you guys don't know what this series is about, it's pretty much kind of like, think of it as like an alien, and it's kind of like a forbidden romance involving aliens, and they're kind of like on the run with the kid, and there's all sorts of like random stuff going on. There's like ghosts at one point, and it's very odd, very bizarre, it's very explicit, and there are like sexual scenes and gore, and yes, it's very vulgar in that sort of sense. It's very weird, but it's like weird but fascinating, so I look forward to reading these again. And then I traded off a couple of my books that I needed to get rid of, and in exchange I got Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. I'm so excited for this one, and I just think it sounds like really awesome, and this was on one of my anticipated releases book videos, and it just is like, it sounds really, really good and really interesting. And it's literally about this girl called Alien, who is raised to fight alongside her Chansmen in an ancient rival against the Riki clan. Her life is brutal, fight and survive, and then she sees her brother fighting with the enemy on the battlefield, which she watched die 5 years ago, and that's just like the most fascinating thing about it. But yeah, like, this book is in really good condition, and I'm super, super excited to give it a read. at a library hospital, like charity thing at Salisbury Hospital, I managed to pick up Springtime at Wildacre by Lucy Daniels. So I've got the first book, which is Summer at Hope Meadows, and I just literally found this for like £1.50, and I was just like, this is an absolute bargain, because it's a book that is in the new series by Lucy Daniels, which is Mandy Hope when she's an adult vet. And if you don't know, the Animal Art books, they are still around, and that's when Mandy was a lot younger, and I still love those books. I do still have them and I am reading them as a guilty pleasure. And yeah, so this is another book that is in the series that I just managed to find. Next of all, I've got some books that I got from a charity shop. So I actually managed to find some graphic novels, and I've recently been getting into graphic novels actually. So I managed to find the first 3 books in the Diablo graphic novel series, volumes 1, 2 and 3. I haven't heard of this series before, and it says that it's about Ren and Rye play with fire when they sell their souls to the demon Diablo to save Ren's cousin. Diablo gives Ren the power of ultimate defense and Rye the power of ultimate defense. However, those who fall into Diablo's trap start to go crazy at 17, and at 18 they reach the point of no return. So it sounds really interesting. Yeah, love some good mangas to read, and these are perfect for readathons. And just when I saw them, they were selling them for £3 each, and I thought, well, that's really good, because you know, full graphic novels are like £9.99 these days, so I think that was a good steal. And then I found Blue Exorcist volume number 1, and I've seen the anime to this, and I really like this. And this is about a boy who is the son of a famous exorcist, and they have a real father who is pretty much like the demon Lord Satan. And yeah, it's really awesome, just the power that he has, and yeah, it's really good. Then I found another Sophie Kinsella book, which I had to get. I don't own this one. This is Cocktails for 3, but Sophie Kinsella is writing as Madeline Wickham in this one. So yeah, I'm just eventually collecting all of Sophie Kinsella's books, and this one is about 3 friends who are smart and successful, and they meet for cocktails and gossip once a month. Roxanne, Maggie and Candice. One night conversation with the cocktail waitress sets in train an extraordinary chain of events which will affect all 3 women's lives. And yeah, so I'm just looking forward to this one. Then I picked up a Ruth Ware book in a dark wood, another one. I've just been hearing really good things about Ruth Ware, so as soon as I see one of her books, I just have to get it. And this one is about Nora, who hasn't seen Claire for 10 years, and Nora walked out of her whole life, never looked back. And then one day out of the blue, an invitation to Claire's hen party arrives. A weekend in a cottage, a perfect opportunity for Nora to reconnect with her best friend and put the past behind her, but then something goes wrong and secrets and lies unravel, and in the dark wood they finally catch up with Nora. The final book that I picked up was Normal People by Sally Rooney, and this was on quite a few people's top books of the year, so that's another reason why I picked it up. But they were selling this for £2, and this is the hardcover, so I thought, well, that is an absolute bargain. So this is about Connell and Marianne, who grew up in the small town of Ireland, and the similarities end there. In school, Connell is popular and well liked. Marianne is a loner and who learned from a painful experience to stay away from her classmates. But then the two people strike up a conversation in the kitchen, and awkward and electrifying, something life-changing begins. So yeah, but I just heard it's really good. There's loads of quotes on the back saying that it is the best novel that was published that year, and it's magnificent, so really good raving reviews, and yeah, I've just had really good things. And the last box to show you guys is in here. I pre-ordered it from Amazon, and with the other 2 I did exactly the same. I got all 4 editions. So the Prisoner of Azkaban house editions are finally released, and I have got them all. So first of all, we have Slytherin here, and look at how beautiful it is. It's so beautiful, but I just love I just love the design of these bits, and it's just so beautiful. Green, so beautiful, it's so pretty. I just love the greenness of it all, and it's just so beautiful. Pride, ambition, cunning, Slytherin, and yeah, it just has like a bit of this Salazar Slytherin. Who is the owner, and then an introduction to Slytherin, and then we've got a map. Everybody loves a good map, and then the chapters start. It looks so beautiful, and that is the Slytherin version. Now I'm going to go on to my house version, Hufflepuff. So here we have the Hufflepuff version of A Prisoner of Azkaban. This is the beautiful, and then we have the black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. It's so yellow, look at that. And yellow writing. And then with this one, we pretty much have the same, but we have Helga Hufflepuff right here. And then we go in a bit further, and we have an introduction with Hufflepuff. And then we also have the map. And then the story begins from there. But so beautiful. And then next of all, I'm just going to show you them all because everybody's got a different house. Gryffindor we have here with the red and the gold on the back, and the red and the yellow stripes, and then red writing there, red on the inside here. And then if I go on to the Godric Gryffindor illustration, the Gryffindor introduction, and of course the map of the house and the start of the story. So that's the Gryffindor one. And then finally we have the Ravenclaw version, which people would think I would be in Ravenclaw because of the blue. I love blue so much, and it's just so beautiful. And Ravenclaw is the blues and the yellows, and then on the inside, if we open it up, we've got the blue, and then the blue here. And then if I open it up to the house person, we have Rowena Ravenclaw right here. And then we have the introduction to Ravenclaw right there, and then so on and so forth. So yeah, so it's really beautiful. On the back, I've just noticed we have got extra bits as well. So I'll just show you this, the Patronus Ravenclaw, and we've also got here Cho Chang, which I think is very awesome as well. And I imagine we've got like similar things in the other houses, so I'll quickly just show you. Yes, so here we are, Patronus Gryffindor, and then next page, Hermione Granger. That's really awesome. And then the Hufflepuff one, we have got the Patronus Hufflepuff right here. And then for the Hufflepuff, we have Nymphadora Tonks right there. That's really awesome. And then finally for Slytherin, the Patronus page. And then for Slytherin, we have Severus Snape. So that's really cool that we've got things either side of the story. Ah, it just looks so beautiful. I just think it looks so beautiful, and I'm so happy. So I'm gonna like put them next to each other. How have I done it? Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Slytherin and Hufflepuff. That's how I've done it on my shelf. So here they all are this way around. Look at that, they are so beautiful next to each other. How can you not get all four? And then here they are this way around. They are so pretty. I'm so happy that I've got them all. So they'll be going onto my Harry Potter shelf. I'm so happy. They were like my June purchase, and I'm so excited to have those. So yay! Today is the 19th of June, and I've had some other books that have come in the mail. So I ordered the second book that is in the Dimly series by Estelle Mascame, which is Did I Mention I Need You? I ordered this because I read the first book and I was obsessed with it so much that I needed to know what was going to happen next. And it's the guilty pleasure sort of read. It's a forbidden romance between a stepbrother and a stepsister, and I just really enjoyed the first book. Like, I love forbidden romance. It's like one of my favourite tropes. So I have already just started this. I'm only like a chapter in as we speak, but yeah, I'm looking forward to reading more of that. So excited. Then off of my friend Charlie, I purchased Restore Me by Tahereh Mafi, which is book number 4 that is in the Shatter Me series. And this one has deckled edges, which I think is totally awesome. And this is the book that I was meaning to get. I literally have it in a wish list on my eBay because I'm like, oh, and I'm just waiting for when I have the sort of moment. But she was getting rid of it and I was like, this is a sign that I need to read it. So I'm looking forward to eventually restarting the Shatter Me series as a reread and then getting to this book. And then I had a review book that's come in. This is called Heartstream by Tom Pollock. This is the book right here, and it says here that it comes out the 4th of July, so not that far away from it now. So this book right here, it sounds really good and really interesting, and it's about Amy Becker, who is a star. So Heartstream is kind of like a way to broadcast like sort of things. So she broadcasts every moment of her mother's illness, and it's a raw reality sort of TV experience that people can just like see everywhere, I suppose, in a way a bit like YouTube or like the other platforms that we use these days. So then one day her mother has a funeral. She goes home to find one of her fans from this TV series in her kitchen, but she's rigged herself and the house with explosive, and she has literally been waiting to talk to Amy for a long time. So I mean, that just sounds so scary, but from reading that synopsis I'm just like, oh my goodness, that sounds like so cool. So this is a massive thank you to people at Walker for sending this to me. Really excited to give this a read pretty soon, and yeah, I'm actually really intrigued because it's different. And then the final book that came in, I ordered it on the release day actually, so it's only just arrived. And this is the American version, because I've got all the other books in the American versions, of Ghosts of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare, Ceres Brennan, Warren Johnson, Kelly Link and Robin Wasserman. So the American one has a metallic sheen to the covers, and the publisher is Margaret K. McElderry, Simon & Schuster, whereas here in the UK Walker publish them. And it's a metallic golden colour on the inside, and I don't have the UK book to look at just to sort of see the differences between them. I know that the paper is different between the books, like I prefer this hardback so much, but there is an illustration here in this book and I'm just like, oh my god, that is so cool. I just really love things like that. And yeah, so this is a bind up of all of those books. Oh, there's actually several illustrations throughout the book. That's really cool. But I find Margaret K. McElderry books, especially the hardback, they sit open like this so easily, so you can read without having to bend the pages, and they don't end up being damaged. So that is why I have these ones. I do have 2 books by Walker that are like the hardbacks, but they are no way as nice as the American, but I just love the metallic sheen. It's so pretty. So I believe this is about a character called Brother Zachariah, who is in the Shadowhunter series, and this is pretty much about him, and then we have Jem from the Infernal Devices trilogy who's there, and I'm only just kind of like started in that. So there's that. Oh, and Tessa Gray is in this as well, and a young Jace Wayland's soul is there. Like, oh, this is like, it's just everything. So I'm reading it in publication order, which I'm on Clockwork Prince, and then I'll go to City of Lost Souls, then Clockwork Princess, then City of Heavenly Fire, and then I'll go on to Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows, Queen of Air and Darkness, and I can also read the Bane Chronicles, as well as Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, and then this binder. I had the ebooks for this actually, because I did get the ebooks as they were releasing a bit, but now they've done this bind up of this book, so I'm really happy that I have that in my collection. So that, my friends, is the end of this book haul. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I've accumulated obviously quite a lot of books. Harry Potter I have read myself, but these other books, quite a lot of graphic novels and some adult fictions there, some young adult, and some chick lit. So I've got a wide variety of books I'm really excited to give a read for you all, and I'm so super happy that I've got these as additions in my actual flat. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so I know you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below in the comments if you've read any of these books that I've mentioned in today's video, also what books that you guys have recently purchased or acquired into your collections. If you've done a video, link it down below. I love watching people's book hauls and that sort of thing. I hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day wherever you are. My name is Katie. Keep smiling, keep reading and be happy, and I'll see all of you wonderful awesome people in my next video. Bye!